for you is almost like, it's like having a girlfriend,
Right.
That's essentially going to put you in the friend zone.
Yeah. So check out this scenario. So let's say you're sitting in a bar, okay, and three buddies walk in. One guy is super nice guy. He's gonna run and get you a drink, and he'll go put coins in your meter, like totally do anything for you, right? The second guy, his friend's kind of a bad boy. Basically, he just wants to get in your pants, and that's it. Like you can tell, okay. And then the third guy he's a nice guy, but he's confident, slightly aloof because he's focused on his upcoming adventure trip to Australia, through the outback. So, what are your thoughts? Do any of these guys, or which one, or if any, would you find these appealing?
I guess I would have to say Australia, dude.
And why is that?
Well, I don't think, having a nice guy that does everything for you. I mean, personally, I just wouldn't want. I mean, some people would always take that offensive, some girls could just take care of themselves. They don't need a guy to do everything for them. Guy in your pants, it seems obnoxious. And the other guy, it's cool. He's got a plan and has what he wants. And
right, kind of intriguing. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, something intriguing. And then, he likes to travel, so that's always a positive.
Okay. Actually, that brings me, we're talking about the guy that'll do everything for you. One topic is the friend zone, right? Nobody wants to be in the friend zone, but how would somebody get in your friend zone? Like, does it happen right away? They're in the friend zone, or is it just, are there a sequence of things that happens that you would consider someone in the friend zone?
Probably a sequence of things that would happen.
Okay. Like what?
I don't know, like when like you're saying, like the guy that does everything for you is almost like, it's like having a girlfriend,
Right.
It's, that's essentially going to put you in the friend zone.
Gotcha. And like, if someone gets in a friend zone, is there any way? Because you hear the stories, right? Guys in the friend zone, and he tells the girl, "Oh, by the way, I'm in love with you," and the girl's like, "What?" Like she has no clue, and this guy's been holding it in the whole time, thinking he's going to be nice and do everything for her. So they're like totally not matching the purposes or what they're thinking. But is there any way for someone who's in the friend zone? Is that like it, or is there any way for someone in the friend zone to get out of the friend zone?
I don't know. That's a tough one.
Have you ever had someone in the friend zone that got out of it?
I can't say that I have.
Ooh. Okay. Very interesting.
It's like, because it's like you cross a line, and then you don't really look at somebody like that anymore.
Right.
It's hard to go back.
What about somebody, let's say they're not like subservient, like a girlfriend, but you go and do stuff with them, but they never make a physical move on you. So you're kind of unclear for a while, but then they just never seem to make a physical move or some sort of move, let's say.
If you don't make a move, isn't that the friend zone?
Yeah. Well, I'm asking you.
Yeah. I would say, that kind of puts you in the friend zone. I mean, unless the girl likes you, it's hard to say, because if the girl likes you, I feel like some guys will probably just know.
Right.
And then unless you make a move, you're gonna kind of be just stuck there.
Yeah. What about situation where the girl? This is a hard situation where a girl says no, right? But it doesn't really mean no. Like they're just not. Maybe it's just not there yet. They're not shutting off necessarily, but they're saying no. Like how does a guy know when a girl says no? It still means maybe versus it means no. I mean, to pursue. Pursuing.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. When I say no, I mean no.
Okay. Okay.
I wouldn't know. I don't know about the whole game playing thing, but
well, you know, some people, male and female, are more manipulative, right? They kind of leave people hanging a little bit, you know. I guess that's more manipulation, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or they like the game playing. They just want to like be pursued or
right. Okay.
Or chase after.
So so on the grooming thing, which is how I originally started because of the manscaping thing. Do you? Well, actually, let's just start back. Do you like a beard or no beard? And I know these sound like dumb questions, but I'm sure a lot of guys, you know, they put a beard on because they think it's cool. They think girls will like it. That's kind of why guys do stuff. So, how about you? What's your? I know it's a preference, but what would you say?
Yeah, no, it is. I would say beard.
You like a beard? Okay.
Yeah, I like the beard.
Okay. And what about long hair or short hair?
That I would like a guy without a beard, but
right.
Yeah, I like beard.
Okay. It's kind of manly.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's something manly about beard.
What about long or short hair? So they got longer hair like with a man bun or the short, just shaved head?
I definitely don't like the man bun. A little too early for my taste.
Okay.
But I like, either like short hair or just, I would say short hair or shaved.
Okay. What about somebody that's got hair all over their body? Like they're like a Russian bear versus, just normal hair, I guess. I don't know.
I would say normal hair. Russian bear is too much.
Okay. So now we're getting into the manscaping thing.
Yeah.
Let's say somebody who shaves we're not quite to the full Brazilian yet, but someone just shaves their legs and chest. Outside of someone that swims or bikes, they kind of do that for a functional sport reason. Yeah. Somebody that
I don't. I think that's a little too feminine.
Okay. Okay. and then manscaping. So now we're getting into because this lady I'm interviewing, she does full Brazilian waxing for men, like the whole 9 yards. What's your thought on that?
I mean, whatever floats your boat. Yeah, right, but some people like it. But there are some people that actually need it. I mean, some people are just hairy.
So you'd rather have someone that's fully waxed than someone that's like a Russian bear?
I think I would rather have fully waxed than Russian bear.
Okay. All right. I guess those are kind of two extremes. So
yeah, they're too extreme. If I had one or the other, I'd take fully waxed. But a normal human being would be better.
A normal human being. Okay, that makes sense. Let's see. How about fitness? Like somebody who's is in decent shape, or like the bodybuilder type, or not in shape at all. Like, do you have any preferences there?
I mean, in shape would be good. I don't need a bodybuilder. Sometimes it's too much, but there's definitely people who are into that, that really like that look. But I just like regular, healthy human being.
Okay. And then, what about a hardcore vegan type that super hardcore in the diet and all that as part of their fitness?
I mean, I personally wouldn't like that because I couldn't keep up with that. But I enjoy food way too much. But
right.
But yeah, I mean, I like the idea of healthy and of somebody healthy and being fit. As long as they don't go around preaching it to the choir.
Yeah, that's obnoxious for anybody, I think.
Yeah, as long as it's not obnoxious and they're okay with your other person or your other half being, a carnivore.
Right. What about somebody that, at the restaurant, they got to dictate like 15 different caveats? I guess that goes towards somebody that's just preaching it a little too much. Like they can't have this, they can't have that, they can't have this. This has to be cooked.
Yeah, see that I would see that as a problem. Like if I went out to eat with somebody and they had all these sorts of issues, and you couldn't just have a meal without having a fuss about it, that would be a problem.
Right. Okay. So I guess I don't know if this is self-evident, but kind of because guys, I think a lot of today's culture is sort of predicated on looks, right? Be in shape, look cool, wear this. But, what would you say personality versus looks? Like, how would you weigh those in importance to you?
I'd say personality is very important. I mean, physical attraction will only take you so far.
Right.
And then once you get to know, if you don't like the personality, you're like, oh, well, this sucks. That's gonna last. That's gonna be a short-lived relationship.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
How far could personality take you?
Just personality?
Well, I know everything's kind of a mixture, but I mean, how much can personality overcome for you?
And your personality's got to be at least 80%.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's pretty okay. That's pretty strong.
Yeah, but I feel, because too, if you like their personality, by default, you're going to find them more attractive.
Right. What about this personality trait, lack of confidence?
Yeah, lack of confidence is not a good trait to have.
Okay.
I mean, I can see every once in a while you don't feel comfortable in a certain situation, but in everyday life, if you don't show any sort of confidence, it's not, not an attractive quality for a man or a woman, really.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. Okay. Let's see here. What about money? What about somebody that's, financially successful or not? How important is that?
I don't think that's not very important. I don't think so. I mean, as long as they're not, for me, it's more important they're just not, they're not kind of just idiots of their money, They don't need to be financially successful as long as they don't go around wasting money on frivolous things,
Right. Or sleeping on someone's couch, like they don't even have their own apartment.
Yeah, exactly. They just need to be able to take care of themselves.
Okay. What about education?
Other than that, you're dating a man-child.
You're right. What about education?
Education, yeah, that's very important. To me, at least,
What does that mean?
You want to grow with the person that you're with, as a person, you want to be able to learn something from them, whether it be sports or anything.
Right.
But, I think that goes,
But somebody could be. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was going to say somebody could be smart without having gone to 4 years of college.
Oh, totally, completely. Right. But as long as they're not a moron.
Right. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Being smart, it could be a lot of different things. They could be smart in the woods. They could be good at camping. They could be good at this, that. There's a lot of things that people have to offer as long as, they're interested in it. Right. And learning and enhancing themselves as a person.
Yeah, growing. What about charity? Someone that's likes to help other people versus someone that's selfish. I mean, obviously, when you say selfish, it sounds bad, but I mean, someone that's kind of giving will help people. Will help the old lady across the street versus somebody that just walks by and doesn't notice.
Yeah, that's not being selfish. Is pretty attractive quality, I'd say.
Okay.
Because I would want to help other people. I'd want,
right. Okay.
The other person to do the same.
Right. Let's see. What about sex in terms of some like females making up their mind if they would have a sex with a man or not? Like, is it an immediate thing? Like you meet somebody and then it's just, no, that's never going to happen. Or is it one of those things where you have to have a little interaction with someone and kind of feel it out, or how does that work?
I think, there's definitely, a lot of people that have just made up their mind as soon as they see somebody, because those are just like instant physical attractions,
Mm-hmm.
And other times, just, you actually want to get to know the person, feel them out. But that's usually when you see like something more than just physical intimacy, I guess, with somebody.
Right. Are there any like immediate turnoffs that would just be like, no, I would never get close to this person. I'd never get with this person?
I guess it would depend on the setting, because people do always react differently, You can meet somebody at the bar, if they're obnoxious, I would never, you'd be
right.
like, nope, you're done,
Right. Okay. I just thought of something. What about, I know this is Manceptional, but what about women? Would you ever think about that?
No, I was never. I never really thought too much about it. It wasn't really my thing, but I have a lot of lesbian friends.
Yeah, maybe it's a California thing. I don't know.
Is it? Yeah. Well, no. I have tons of one of my old roommates is a lesbian, and she slept with men and women.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't see it, like never really talked about it much with her, but she found them both equally attractive.
Right. Yeah, I have friends as well, gay friends. I don't have any lesbian friends. That I know of. I don't know. So what were we talking about? Friend zone. So I guess to kind of conclude, just hearing what you're saying, it sounds like personality has a lot to do with it. There's some physical things that women would prefer, but personality being 80%, that's quite high over physical looks.
Yeah, pretty accurate.
Okay.
I'd say.
Any other thoughts?
Yeah, as long as they're a good person, and you want somebody also that's. It sounds messed up to say it, but you almost want somebody that's kind of like your equal. You don't want anybody that's like dorkier than you or nerdier than you or or that much more advanced than you. There's always going to be somebody lesser and better than you. You just want to keep it. It sounds weird, but you almost want to be in the same playing field. I feel like for it to work.
Right. Yeah. If someone was too far behind and they had no clue what you're doing, either professionally or all the other stuff you're interested in, that would be tough, right? But if someone's at a total, like, I don't know what the example would be, billionaire jet setter, like running the world, that's right. So far,
and that's almost a little bit too much, too far gone to where it's intimidating. You're just like left in the back burner. It's like
right.
So I guess it's all relative to like the person,
Right.
If I was, if I was a blonde airhead, that sounds terrible. But if I was like a bimbo and it was an airhead, then I'd probably want, I want my meathead over at, Gold's Gym. Like, what up,
Right. So it kind of sounds like, there's a lot of, there's no hard and fast answer. Like, all those dating books or courses or whatever seem to have, they kind of lay it all on like a pickup line or, looking cool or acting cool and all that stuff. It doesn't seem like that's really the largest part of the equation.
No, and I've always felt like books like that were always just about self-esteem. It's like people that have self-esteem issues. It was more like for that help.
Oh, interesting. So kind of, yeah.
That's how I've always looked at it. But on the long term, you got to figure yourself out before you can start figuring out other people,
Yeah. That's very interesting. So that's really more of a, personal, kind of I guess that goes under personality, but finding yourself, knowing yourself, having confidence, and the like kind of seems to override all the other stuff from what you're saying. You know, you have preferences, but that stuff is the 80% you're talking about.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then after that, it's just kind of like trial and error, you know, and then you figure out what you don't want until you find something like, all right, this works.
Right. What about somebody that, you know, some of our listeners will have kids already? You know, what about that? Let's say you don't have kids and this man already has kids, because that's a whole other ball of wax. You know, how much of that is a kind of a stopper?
I mean, I don't think that would be a stopper. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think that happens. A lot of people get divorced these days. So
yeah, no, I can see that. I haven't. I'm trying to figure out. Like, I haven't actually experienced anything like that, but I can see, like, you know. And I grew up with my mom as a single mom, and you know, the guy she dated, she had 2 kids. Mm-hmm. You know, but I think, you know, and they essentially, you know, once you start dating them, you kind of start dating the kids too.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah. So, yeah. There's no way around that.
Yeah. Yeah. No, but I don't think. I mean, it would definitely be a stopper for certain people, but it's like, you know, it's all depends on the person.
Mm-hmm. While we're on this, what about working versus married life? You know, like our culture these days really pushes women to be professional and make money, which is, you know, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with any of that, of course. Whereas some women would want to be married and have a family and not necessarily push that whole professional track. Like, what's your thought on that?
I mean, like at one point I wouldn't like said anything against it, but I feel like, you know, if that's what you really want to do, I mean, being a mom is a lot of work. I mean, I wouldn't know, but it just seems like a hell of a lot of work.
Yeah.
But you know, if that's what they want to do, I mean, that's what you want to do. I don't have anything against it. I personally wouldn't want to just be just a mom. I mean, I enjoy working. I enjoy, you know, being in an office and being productive in that sort of aspect. But people don't have that drive. They just really just enjoy motherhood, and you know, I think that's good for them.
Oh, okay. So, what would you say, kind of to wrap things up? I appreciate your time. To wrap things up, what would you say, you know, as a summary to our Manceptional audience? You know, what type of man would you think of someone as being Manceptional? You know, what do you have a thought on what that man would look like for you? Granted, it could be different
for me. I guess I would like somebody that, you know, for me, things like not just being book smart, but being common sense smart is important.
Okay, that's a good one.
And they would have to have some sort of drive to do stuff. They would have to be athletic by default, just because I like to do athletic things.
Okay.
You know, and I want somebody to push, you know, me as a person to grow. You know, looks, nice. You know, yeah, looks don't really. I feel like for me, it's more important to have personality, and like for me, it's always about just, you know, keep growing as a human being. Right. So somebody who's going to help me do that, and they want to do the same, you know.
Right.
I'm also very, you know, I'm also never been a very, very good at femininity, so they have to be okay with that.
You've never been good at what?
Being feminine.
What does that mean?
I got to be okay with that. I've always just been, you know, a lot of guys just want you to like dress up and play the role of being just very girly, and I've just never been.
Oh, I see. Person. So you're more of the kind of sporty, tomboyish type?
Yeah, I guess so.
Right. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, you just have to be yourself and find people that kind of fit with that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And exactly. I mean, you could do the same thing about, you know, turning around, just ask men what kind of girls they like, and they could say, oh, you know, you would just date a tomboy. They'd be like, hell no, you know, maybe a girl that's actually a girl.
That's a little harsh.
I mean, but you know.
Yeah, well, Yeah, well, there's one thing. There's ideals that people have in their head, right? That might not even be what they want. They just think they want it, right? And then you know, in the real world, you meet people that are a little bit of mix of this and that, and you know, there's always going to be things that are a little off here and there, but you have to kind of accept people as they are.
Yeah.
Okay.
Agreed.
Cool. Well, this has been enlightening. Appreciate the time, and I'm going to be interviewing some more females, and I'm sure our audience will find it very interesting to hear this type of feedback. So very much appreciate it. You're doing your job helping out the men of Manceptional. So we all appreciate it.
I'm glad to be of some help. Good luck with the rest of the interviews.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
No worries. See you later.
Okay.
Bye, guys.
Bye.